Hey guys! So since back to school season is upon us, I really wanted to make a video that has been highly requested from you guys for a really long time, and that is my advice to high school freshmen. My freshman year, or my 9th grade year, feels like it was such a long time ago, but I really feel like I've learned a lot since then. So I really wanted to share some of my tips for you guys if you're going into high school. If you have already gone through your freshman year, please feel free to leave some of your advice in the comments down below just so we can all help each other out. So my 9th grade year, I had my lightest amount of coursework. I had all honors classes and one pre-AP class. And since you have the least amount of work, I would definitely say that 9th grade is not the year for you to slack off, because your final grades for your freshman classes set your GPA or grade point average for the rest of your high school career. If you don't get the grades that you want your freshman year, it can be really difficult to bring up that grade point average as you get more and more difficult classes as an upperclassman. So I would definitely recommend that a person coming into high school really tries to establish good habits as soon as possible. That includes starting your homework as soon as you get home. I think starting early is something I should have done my freshman year, and in addition to that is to avoid procrastination. So I procrastinated a lot my freshman year. I still got all my work done and I did well in all of my classes, but I didn't sleep very well. I had a lot of late nights, and procrastination is inevitable in some situations, but it's important to try to avoid it as much as possible. I have a video that is completely dedicated to how to avoid procrastination, so that's something you should definitely check out. The next thing I would recommend for an incoming freshman is to have a place to write down all of your homework and assignments, due dates, projects, deadlines, because your life in high school will probably be busier than your life in middle school or junior high, and it's a lot to keep track of, especially because you have classes that are harder than you've previously had. And so I would definitely recommend using a planner, or at least a notebook, any notebook, even if you're just writing it down on a separate sheet of paper, that's fine. But I think it's so important to keep track of everything you have going on. And I also think that it is really useful for a freshman to start getting used to the type of organizational methods, the study habits, and the note-taking methods that work best for them. My freshman year was the first year I decided to try using expandable file folders to organize all of my schoolwork instead of the normal 3-ring binders our teachers recommended for us. And once I did that, I found that using those file folders just made so much more sense to me, and I've been using them ever since. So I think finding things that work well for you when you have less work to do can really solidify your habits and routines for when you are a lot older. My senior year right now is super hectic. I have so much to get done and school hasn't even started for me yet. And since I already have all of these methods in place from my freshman year, I feel really prepared and I have everything under control because of that. If you can choose your seat on the first day of class, try your best to get a good seat, because in all of the classes that I've personally had where the teachers allow us to decide on our own seating, those seats have been permanent for the rest of the year, just unspoken. And so if you have the ability to do so, I would definitely recommend staying away from the very back of the classroom, because that's where you will find the most distractions. If you're sitting among all of your classmates, it can be really difficult to pay attention to the teacher and you might miss information. I would also definitely recommend to be prepared for class. This is really self-explanatory, but I can't tell you how many freshmen forget to bring their pencils or papers or even just a notebook to class, and that makes it really hard for them to do well in the class if they don't have the materials they need to succeed. And I would also recommend that as soon as you have all of your classes for the school year, to find someone in all of your classes that can be your buddy for homework and assignments for that class. It's really good to get contact information for at least 1 or 2 people in all of your subjects. So if you ever miss class or you need to clarify something that was taught in class, you have someone that you can email or text really quickly. And along that line, if you're ever absent from school, I would definitely recommend emailing your teacher about it, because they'll really appreciate the fact that you're trying to be accountable and responsible for your own work, and you won't be getting like points off on things that are being turned in late or otherwise. And so unless if they have a different policy regarding absences, I would definitely recommend doing that. The last thing that I would tell anyone going into their freshman year of high school is to get involved. You've probably heard this from a ton of people, but everyone says this because it is absolutely true. High school shouldn't be confined to going to class, coming home, doing your homework, and repeating it for the next day. I think the highlights of my high school career has really been based on my extracurricular activities. I know I didn't have so much fun in my math classes, but I did have a lot of fun when I was participating in activities after school. It's a great way to meet new people who like the same things as you, and also to meet people that are in different grades as you, because I think that's also really important. High school isn't like middle school where you really don't interact much with people of different grades. In high school, I have friends in all 4 grades, and I think it's such a fun thing to really make part of your life. It's also important to participate in extracurricular activities your freshman year, because if you stick through with a couple of things, there's a good chance you'll end up with a leadership position as you become an upperclassman, which would look really, really great on your college application. So getting involved is something I would recommend everyone do. There's something out there for everyone, whether it's sports or drama, theater, art, music. There are a ton of clubs that you can do for all sorts of interests, and I would definitely recommend looking into those. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to my YouTube channel because I post videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can add me on Snapchat and follow me on my Instagram and Tumblr account. Bye guys!